Welcome back to Ox Tools. I'm Tom. So a couple things going on. So let's start with some announcements. So it's June 1st, 2025 right now, and at the end of this month, June 27th and June 28th, is the Bar Z Summer Bash, which I will be attending. And if you haven't been, this is the best machinery machinist slash machinery swap meet on the West Coast, at least. I have been collecting for over a year now. Garage sale stuff, some of it you've seen, some of it you haven't. I have basically a truckload that I take down with me, and I trade and upgrade and sell and meet lots of really interesting people. So anyway, that's the Bar Z Summer Bash. I'll put some links in the description if you want to sign up or you want to drop by or whatever. Come check it out, 27th and 28th of June 2025. Now this event, typically we have some sponsors, there's raffles, there's giveaway, there's a lunch, there's a whole 9 yards. But this year, and they've done quite a few years actually, American Rotary, the phase converter guys, are sponsoring this year's bash. And as part of the raffle giveaway, they are putting up one of their awesome rotary phase converters. Now that's what I use here in my shop, and they are very friendly to the YouTube community, and I'm not positive, but there might even be a discount associated with the bash with American Rotary, but don't quote me on that. Anyway, some more links in the description. So enough for announcements. So the other big news is some of you kind of know and others don't, is I was made the executor of a machinist estate, actually quite a few years ago now. And so this person was a friend of mine that passed away, and she asked me to disperse her machinery assets of her estate. And so anyway, COVID hit and it got put on hold for actually a while. I moved up here, so the logistics are more complicated. But the good news is there'll be an excellent video coming up pretty soon of me picking up my 10EE Monarch lathe that's down there. And that's also the subject of today's video, where I've decided to improve my my machinery moving skates for moving lathes specifically. So anyway, that's what the video is about today, hence the title. So let's quit me yapping and let's do some work and let's get going. All right, so here's the new setup. So I don't know, a couple months ago I bought one of these from the offshore company that starts with a V, and was pleasantly surprised at how decent this thing is. And so this is a 6-ton machinery skate, and believe it or not, this thing is sub $40. I think it's 36 bucks. And if you buy 4 of them all together, and you get even a little bit better deal than that. So I bought the one because I just wanted to check it out. And it's actually really nice. And here's the main reason I wanted it, is it has hard urethane wheels on it, okay? And actually I'll bring one over in a sec. I have some of you may be familiar with Hillman rollers, and if you've ever used Hillman rollers, you probably hate them as much as I do. They got some serious problems, and this is the way to go, hard urethane, and but we'll talk about that more later. So anyway, the general idea is there's going to be we're going to move a lathe, right? That's the mission here. and the heavy part of the lathe sits on 2, and then this will be the steering part on a 3rd point. And my previous setup, we had the ability to link two of these together like so with a rod, and this keeps, you know, if you put 2 rods in there, it keeps it from turning, but it also allows you to clamp it to the machine so that it stays put while you're moving the machine around. And now the moving operation that I have to do is unique in that where the machine is, I really need to move it straight out from a wall initially, and my current setup doesn't really lend itself for that, and there's just absolutely no room to operate in the shop that I'm moving the lathe out of, right? So the idea is, you know, just pretend the lathe is sitting on here. What we'll be able to do is we'll be able to swivel these around like so initially, okay, and now I can bring the lathe straight out and get it into the tiny little walkway that's there, and then straighten them out so I can steer it functionally is basically what's going on. So now what I want to do is I want to modify these just slightly to make them even more useful, and what we're going to do is we're going to attach some clips on the top like so, and this will allow us to sandwich to the machine and keep it in position on the machine. And these will be removable in case I want to just use them flat. But anyway, that's the project for today. So let's, anyway, I got some angle, I got some fasteners picked out. I got to remove these tops. That's the first mission. And I did one, but it's a pain in the neck. Let's show you the guts of one of these first. So when I took this apart, I guess I tightened it back up. I didn't realize it, but they had put some thread locker on the fastener here, and see they got some shims in there. I mean, okay, so you know it's field expedient construction, right? Okay, so they're dog simple. So you got a top plate that's got a little groove, and a bottom plate that's got a little groove, and some 5/6. Actually, they're 5/16 balls. I kind of expected them to be metric, but they're not. And a shoulder bolt. Listen, you cannot build these for what they charge for them. Trust me. And you know, you'd spend $35 just on the steel. You can't buy the urethane rollers for less than $30 a pop from McMaster, certainly. And anyway, enough said. So we're gonna drill and tap some holes in these plates, but I'm gonna put this back so I don't lose my balls. But what I want to do is apply a little bit of heat. I want to apply a little bit of heat to that fastener and hopefully soften that that thread locker that's on there. And so anyway, let's get to it. Okay. Let's turn it this way so you guys can see a little better. All right, Bob's your uncle. Smell something. Oh yeah. Boy, the first one I did, I used one of those hammer impact screwdrivers for guys that had motorcycles back in the 70s and 80s. We all use those to remove the case bolts from motorcycles. All right, so let's let that cool off, and we'll rinse and repeat, and yeah, we'll let those cool off, and then we'll get to work on those the clips and get those all nice and drilled and deburred and everything. So let's get going. All right, so I got my locations laid out on this one. I just wanted to see. We're going to do this on the mill, but I just wanted to see what the basic locations were going to be, or what looked good anyway. So I can still access this to countersink it and all that, and I'm on good material in the plate below. That's the center pivot. I don't know if you can see those scribe lines on there. Anyway, so we're going to go over to the mill, and we are going to drill and countersink these plates, and then we will drill and tap the I don't know, what do we call those? The skate plate. So anyway, let's go over to the mill. All right, I think we're going to do these plates first. So yeah, we're just gonna. So generally, this is not a good setup like this, right? 2-point grip. You see what happens? Not cool. So what we're gonna do is gonna open it up further, and we're gonna use this this wide angle or low angle, whatever you want to call it, kind of V-jaw. Now in this case, I'm not doing a big long setup here, so I'm just gonna put it against the stop here, and I gotta get some parallels here. So now I got nice 3-point contact here, so the thing will behave itself. Now let's see. That's about right. Put some parallels. So I want to make sure that that's against the. Again, see it moved a little bit. Okay. Is this thing not flat or what? No, it's not flat. All right, we're not going to worry about it. So, all right, let's cinch her down. All right. Yeah, it gives us a nice. Okay, and then we'll pick up the center. Pretty close. I always like to do an eyeball first. That okay. Put it neutral. So the other thing I do is before I indicate in earnest, I just eyeball center with the ball, right? I think it saves indicating time when you're. So let's see. I guess switch it over. That's close enough for starting with here. All right. 0. That was pretty close. Hey, watch your head there, Mr. Wizard. My wife says I should wear one of them little
bump pads because I'm always hitting myself in the head. I don't know if that's a getting older thing or what. All right. Well, I like that. All right, centered. Let's get this out of here. Yeah, and then now we gotta. That looks pretty good. I think I'll miss it. I'll miss the parallels. All right, let me get a drill and a countersink going, and we will do the deed. I was talking to myself there, and I said, "Oh, let me go get a drill and a." I think I said countersink. I'm not sure. I have to look when I edit the video, but I really want to tap these. All right, that looks like it's going to hit the parallel to me. So let's cheat that over a little bit. So I'm going to give it a little push here. Okay, it seems stable to me. So I don't think this is anything special steel here. It's not bearing, that's for sure. Alright. And since we got kind of a long move between holes, I'm just going to go ahead and tap it while I'm here. It sounds like my neighbor's pounding some nails. Alright, tappage. Ooh, you know what? Hopefully, did I just screw up? I hope not. I didn't even, oh boy, I didn't even, oh, I might have gone right in the damn groove there. Yo, Mr. Bozo, hello. Or did I get lucky? It's kind of partway in the groove. Dang it. Okay. Well, now what? Now what? Darn it. Darn it, varn it. Okay. Continue on. Boy, this would be a... All right, I gotta stop and think, boys. Give me a second. Well, I think I dodged a bullet there. It's in the groove, but it's pretty far off center in the groove, and I tried it on the skate on the bearing track, and the bearings don't drop into the hole, but I really don't want to do all the other hole or the other two holes the same way, right? So I'm just going to shift the pattern a little bit, and we'll. Fortunately, I haven't drilled those yet, so that was a little bit of a bozo there, but sometimes you get lucky, right? So let's continue on here. see what else we can screw up here. Yeah, I probably should have scribed the center line of that of the ball race, you know, or done it. Do it from this side, you dipstick. You know what? Yeah, just so I catch any dingle farbs ahead of time, right? That's what I should have done. Okay, so well, let's just move away from that thing. So you see, it's the balls still track through there, okay, and they don't drop into the hole. I don't know how they miss it, but it seems fine. So all right, so let's yeah, So this would have been the better way to do it. So don't do what I did. All right. Now, can I change my layout again? Do I care? I don't care. I don't really care. So I think what I want to do is just... Alright, in position. This probably it's probably better to drill from this side anyway, because then you don't have to worry about those grooves, right? So if you keep thinking about it, you'll get it right eventually, right? Oh well. I can, you know what? I'm gonna weld that up just because it bugs me, and I'm sure it's bugging you guys too. So we're gonna weld that up and maybe punish myself with some filing there, and I can fix that thing. I would not. If I tried to order a spare part, I don't think that's in the realm of their abilities. All right, that's better. Okay. All right. Let's. And the other one is 1.5 on this side. 5, okay. There we go. Much better. Yeah, I mean, all those plates, you know, it's just really to hold those plates on so they don't move around on me, right? But I wanted them detachable. And so, anyway, that's the price. Okay, one hole, I can live with that. All right. Come on, you can do it. Well, what I did there was, it was slipping, so I just tightened the chuck a little bit more and then it drove it. I think this tap is getting dull. I've been using that one for a while, so. Okay. Alright, back to 0. And then over to 1.25. 1.25. Make sure this one looks okay. That one looks okay. Let's crank that thing a little harder to start with there this time. Okay, let me do the other 3 and then we will be back. Actually, this moving the pattern helped this too. I'm not so close to the wall there. So these angles, I went by a new steel yard last week, SK Steel in Sacramento. They're on Perkin Florin Road, or Florin Perkin Road, whatever that road is. Anyway, super nice people. I was like blown away. You know, I wanted to look around, right? So they gave me a pull, you know, like a list, right? It was a piece of their, anyway, it was an order slip basically. And I said, oh, well, I just want to look around. They go, oh, yeah, just take this out in the back. They said, this is your hall pass to go out in the shop. I go, really? I go, you let customers out there? They go, yeah, no problem. Just go talk to one of the guys and they'll show you around, right? And so anyway, I had a great time. I took a few spy pictures, and anyway, I ended up buying some steel, and these were sitting in their rim area, right? Already cut. It was like, you know, perfect for this job. I went, oh my god! So I bought this, and then a big steel disc that I'm going to use for another project. That'll be a video project you guys will see. It's a vice stand, my wife needs I mean, she has a little clamp on bench vise in her. All right, what's going on here? In her art studio, right? But it's not big enough. It doesn't open up big enough, so I got a different vise. And as I do, and but I want to put it on a proper stand and have a base on it and all that. So anyway, you guys will see that upcoming video pretty soon. So I got, you know, all these jobs behind the scenes, right? You collect all the bits, right? Find all the pieces. It's called sequencing, right? So you end up you know, there's a whole, I gotta pay attention here for a sec, make sure I get on the right number. Okay. So there's a whole sequence to every job, right? Collecting all the bits and pieces, any purchase parts, planning it all out. Well, unlike this job, I didn't plan it out that carefully, as you noticed. And you know, it's always the simple stuff that kills you too, or that not kills you, but that you make a mistake on, right? The stuff you go, oh, yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. Well, guess what? You should have. And but anyhow, SK Steel in Sacramento, totally recommend them. And you know, all the I don't know, scrap steel or whatever, or drops and things like that, like this angle, $1.25 a pound, which is, you know, which is pretty reasonable, right? And all kinds of stuff, hot roll, cold roll, stainless, they have aluminum, lots of tubing and structurals. So it's an interesting steel shop in that they do shearing, or they do plasma cutting, flame cutting, shearing, forming, punching, bending, no welding, no painting, and no delivery. So it's a real interesting business model, I thought. And I said, wow, those are the items that generally screw you up as a company, right? You know, is painting, right? Because everybody's really fussy about their paint, right? So you end up redoing it all the time. And then delivery, hey, you're late, the truck broke down, where's my stuff, right? Delivery's a pain in the neck, right? And then welding, right? So welding, boy, it really seems like they ought to do welding, right? So I don't know. I don't quite know how that fits, but you know, welding, I guess, well, I don't know. I have to think on that one. You know, why would that? That seems like a good value added, right? And that seems like a good value added to me. So So why they don't do it, I don't know. Alright, that's deep enough. So let's set the 0. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, so now we're going to try to fix the little bozo mistake here. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run a set screw up from this end. Hopefully this isn't, it's about the right length. Sure. I'll use that for filler. We'll just, and then the old timer trick is to stamp oil right next to that hole. So all right, so I'm gonna fuse that in and add a little filler rod, and then we'll come back and make a smooth path again, and hopefully everything will be okay there. So. Like all it needs there. Yeah. Call that. And remember the balls roll right by there fine anyway, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of die grinding, a little blending in there, and then put it back together. So this is going to be pretty awful noise here. I got my earplugs in. We got to just gingerly blend that a little bit. So wish me luck. Oh yeah. Okay. Stop while you're ahead. All right, so I think we recovered. I think we recovered with some style, but still would have preferred not to make that mistake. Okay, so that's how it's going to sit. I want to clip these corners a little bit. So those, we'll take a little off of those, and then I wanna de-harshify those a little bit, like that. Because my hands are the ones that'll get saved here. So, okay, well, we're almost done. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna belt sand those. Saw and sand. Yeah, I think I want bigger chamfers there. So I think I'll lay those out and I'll saw them, and then belt sand these. Yeah, that'll be good. Trying to figure out, oh, don't forget to put that in first. Where's my, what did I do with my big screw? Dang it. So I'll paint these offline. I don't think you guys want to watch me use a spray bomb here. What I want to do is I want to show you how these are used, or the plan for how these are used, and why these are better than the my old set. I think it gives me more flexibility. Okay. Yeah, I like it. So, that said, so this is the new, and you can see that this can pivot. So if the lathe is here, right? This is the side of the lathe. These can pivot under that, and then, like I said before, we can tie these together via these side holes, and make a pair that behaves as one, right? And they won't rotate. and it will actually, I can clamp, I can pull it together and clamp. And that's what this first set I made does. And these were made, I did a video on these, so if you want to go look at it, you can. These are made from old pallet jack wheels and some angle iron, but it basically does the same thing. But the problem with these is they can't pivot. And the situation that I'm in moving this 10EE, which is a heavy one too, it's got the reversing threading attachment and some other stuff, so it's 3,450 pounds in a little 10-inch lathe, right? So it's a tank. But anyway, what I want to do is clamp it to the side of the lathe, right? And then rotate these in this direction so that I can bring it out away from the wall first, and then lock them together straight, and then when I have room to maneuver it. So I can't do that with these. And then the other day, I made a handle that you can reach underneath with, and you can pull on these and steer them. And these fit my universal handle. So anyway, that's the whole story there, huh? Not much of a story, but it is. So the fun part will be when I put these to use, and when I move the. Wow, look at that. Look at, boy, that's some, wow, that thing is like totally eccentric. Look at that thing. Is that supposed to be like that? Why would that, what? Oh, well, that one's not as bad. Huh. Interesting. I don't know. I can't think of a reason why those would be eccentric. Other than, they're just hot stamped, and as long as the hole's big enough, it's okay. Let's make sure. Yeah, it works. Okay. Whatever, huh? Ooh, what's that? Oh, no, okay. That's all right. All right, so here's how these get used. So the original ones I made are these guys here, and they go under the lathe like that, and then you put a all thread through to the other side to the twin of that, and obviously the weight's down on these wheels. And this works beautifully because it's snug to the machine, it's tied to the machine. As long as you're swinging the other end, these pivot fine and they do all that, if you have enough room to maneuver. Now this is a Hillman roller here, okay, with the little tank treads. And this is kind of the original machinery dolly, but I don't know a lot of people that actually use this style. They have problems with expansion joints in the concrete, and then when they're heavily loaded, debris on the floor. This particular style, there's no way to tie them together to make them behave as one, so they drift off, and anyway, they cause you all kinds of grief. But that's the Hillman there, and this is a 2-ton capacity here. So the new one, now I can't get it under there because it's a little taller than that one, but we can put it in that attitude, but we can also put it in this attitude. And now I can bring the lathe straight this way. I can make pure orthogonal moves, which is sometimes what you need to do if there's obstacles around the machine. Anyway, that's the whole idea behind it. And then on the tailstock end, you have a single that's your steering unit, and that'll just butt up on the end of the machine, and the tailstock end will sit on this, and then you can steer it however you want from that end. So anyway, that's the idea. Hope you like it. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.